Okay, and we are live, but nobody is in here yet.
Okay.
I know all these toys and stuff in the background, and the next room over is going to be banging through this whole thing.
That's fine with me.
But while we wait for people to come in here, if you want to give a little bit of background about yourself, that would be great.
Okay. Well, I guess I'll start now. Well, um, well, I came out when I was 10. Now I'm a little older. I'm not gonna really specify my age because, yeah. But,
No, that's totally fine.
I don't really know what else to say.
Some of your hobbies and stuff, I know you like to do all the drawing and stuff. What motivates you for that?
Oh, yeah, I love to draw. My motivation is just that I want to become a better artist in the future, and I just want to look back and see how much I improved over the years. And also, I like riding my bike, pogo sticking, rollerblading is really fun. Um, I read a lot. Um, and I like to play Minecraft. Really, that's all. That's all my
Yeah,
hobbies.
my son likes to play that too.
Cool.
That's amazing. Sounds like you got a lot of stuff that you can do to keep you preoccupied.
Yeah, I'm usually outside if my mom lets me go out.
That's good. So, how is school with you being trans? Are you like completely out at school or not so much?
No, I'm not really out of school. I only told a few of my friends and my sister. She goes to the same school as me, and she knows. So, she's fine with it. But I don't really get bullied at school, other than just people say "Are you a boy? You have your hair so short." But I get so nervous telling them that I am. So I'm just like, I'm just not gonna answer that, and I just run off.
Yeah, sometimes that's just the easiest way to do it, the safest thing. No
Yeah,
matter where you are, it's always safety first. And honestly, and I mean, I know you already have a great mindset for all of this, but as you get older and stuff, you'll realize that, what other people think or what they question doesn't really need an answer unless it's somebody that's just really, really concerned and really maybe trying to figure themselves out and they want to ask questions.
yeah, yeah. If someone were asking me something about being trans, I just if it's like a simple question. Um, I don't really know an example, but it's just a simple question. I'll answer it. But if it's on what's your name, or what's your real name, I just I'm not gonna answer that, and then I just walk off.
Yeah, there is no law whatsoever that says that you have to state your birth name. And at your age, you don't have to worry about like getting pulled over for a ticket or something. So, yeah, literally just anybody that asks you your name, there's no law that says you have to give them your birth name.
Yeah, it would make me so uncomfortable giving someone my birth name because at any time they could get mad at me and just call me that.
They do. And I will tell you from experience, whenever you have a friend or something, they will use that against you later.
Yeah,
They understand, the pain and stuff that it causes. And if they have a chance at using it, they will.
yeah. I used to have a friend. But I told her, and she was like, "What's your new name?" I told her my new name, and then later on we got in a fight, and she used my birth name. And I was like, "Girl, you can't use that because that's literally the worst way to fight someone back or win an argument."
And a lot of times it shows more about their character than what it even says about you. Because if they stoop that low, then there's a lot going on in their life that they're basically trying to hide, and all the misgendering and all kinds of stuff like that too. That says a lot about the person.
Yeah, it makes me very upset that people in this world are like can be that low.
Yeah, and I know that, like, at your age and coming out, there's so many battles and stuff that, like, I didn't have to have when I come out, because basically I never really came out. I was just always me, and then later on in life people started kind of questioning it, but I actually had it really easy compared to some of the people that I talked to. And y'all are strong. Like, your age and coming out in the world today, like, I feel that strength. It's there.
Yeah, yeah, like it's like I don't understand why people like I don't understand why people would have to like go through a battle to be themselves. That makes me upset knowing that a lot of kids and a lot of adults they're always like they always have to go through a battle. A lot, well, some of them they have to go through a battle because either their family doesn't accept them or society is just cruel to them.
Yeah. That's why I'm going to college. I'm working to get my bachelor's in human services, but I don't want to work with like child welfare or anything like that. I want to be able to start my own like local resource program, case management and stuff, to where I can help the LGBTQIA youth, find housing or medical, or whatever that they need when they're coming out, and especially if they're being rejected by family.
Yeah.
There's so many laws and stuff now. Has any of the laws that have been coming out, have they like affected you personally, like, with school or just in your town or anything like that?
No, no one really talks about the stuff in my town. My town's really quiet and there's not many people there. So no one really
That
no one I have like one friend in my town. I go to school in the next town over. But my town I live in, like no, like only very few people are there.
that makes it a lot easier.
Yeah, my friend, like my girlfriend, she lives like right down the road from me, and she's like she accepts me and everything. So it's cool that I have someone like live right down the road from me that accepts me.
That's awesome. Yeah, you told me a little bit about your support system and stuff, and that one friend of yours sounds totally amazing. It's really good to see when other kids reach out and they become supportive and just understand and love, the person no matter what. Like, a lot of people don't have that.
Yeah, yeah, like so. Yeah, like yeah, she's really cool. Then my other friend, he's at school with me, and well, he goes to school with me, and he's really awesome because he's also trans, but he's out to the school, and he gets bullied a lot. But the school, like we're able to like help each other get through it, so that's good.
Well, yeah, that's good. There's no like programs or anything at your school designed for the community.
No,
See, I know that there was a lot of programs they were having, like LGBTQ arts, and some schools that I've actually talked to, they let the kids set up like a drama program and stuff, and then they help them take like an everyday school, like a play like Romeo and Juliet.
Well, that's
Um,
amazing.
there was a couple of schools that I had interacted with in another state, and they would take like Romeo and Juliet and turn it towards like a lesbian um, love romance or a gay one, and then they the kids and stuff that was doing the play itself, they were like all parts of the community, trans, whatever. And I know with a couple of the bills and stuff that had been passed into law, they even had to shut down those school programs.
That sucks.
It really does.
Yeah, my sister, for some reason, like, well, for some reason she called me today. We hadn't talked in like so long, but she called me today and because my sister, she was just being herself, saying I have a crush on someone when I didn't. And my sister, she asked me, "Do you like girls?" I'm like, kinda. And then she was like, "Oh, okay. Well, I love you, whenever, whatever, and I don't care." And I'm like, "Oh, thank you very much."
That's awesome.
Yeah,
You know, that's one thing. And I know that a lot of the trans kids actually struggle with that. But you being a trans boy, if you are with a girl, like one of the things that you're going to have thrown at you is that it's wrong because it's a lesbian relationship, but it's not. That is actually a straight relationship.
yeah. When I first came out to my mom, she had told me, she's like, well, if you get with a boy, you're gonna be gay, and if you're with a girl, you're also gonna be gay. I'm like, that actually is not how it works, because if I'm with a girl and I'm gay, that would make me with a boy, that would make me straight. If that were the case, but it makes me straight with a girl and gay with a boy.
Yes, because with you being a trans male, if you are in a relationship with a female, then you are in a straight relationship.
Yeah, like when I first came out to my mom, she was like, because I had told, she asked me when I found this out, but I just blurted out when I was in Florida because I was in Florida before that. But I had known since I was like 9 because it came out when I was 10. And my mom, she was like, "Well, it's that internet thing. You're not gonna be on your phone for a long time." And then she like called me the T slur, and it was just terrible.
I'm sorry you have to go through that.
And it's fine because I usually like lock myself in my room, and I have my mom doesn't really know the trans sign, so I have this little like sign put up in my room, like right behind my bed, and it's a little trans flag that I have up.
Yeah, I know a lot of kids. I actually want to do a live with a few of them, like you and a couple of others and stuff that I talk to, but they're they're still like really struggling with their own identity, and they don't feel like, you know, they don't feel like they have a voice yet. And I've been trying to encourage that, the same that I had done with you. And I just want to say I am very proud of you. I am very proud of you for knowing who you are and for standing up for yourself. And you are simply amazing. And don't ever let anybody tell you anything different.
Thank you, and I also want to thank you for helping me find my voice with who I am, because that's really awesome.
That is never a problem. You can reach out to me at any point in time.
Thank you.
Are you needing like any resources or anything that maybe if you like have things sent to your grandparents' house, that way you would be able to actually get the stuff and keep it, like binders or anything? Because if you create an Amazon gift registry, I can post that on my community tab. If you find like a binder or anything that helps you present more who you truly are, if you create an Amazon list and send me the link to it, I will post it, and maybe it can be sent to you, through gifts from the community and stuff.
Yeah, Like right now, I have like a homemade binder that because my mom, she usually notices it, so I can't really wear one because she notices it. But like, she always gets so mad at me for even wearing boy clothes because she bought me like a whole thing of skirts and stuff because I was going back to Florida. And but luckily, my stepmom, she's very nice to me, and I told her I was trans and stuff. She was like, "We accept you," because she had saw my Facebook a while back, and she told me she accepts me, and she said my dad did, but my dad clearly does not. Well, he kind of does because he had told me that he it's kind of mixed for him, but I feel like he's like growing into it. But my stepmom, she had bought me all these bigger T-shirts and stuff, so that made me really happy.
That's good. And I am in no way defending any parent whatsoever, but sometimes for the dads, especially, it's really hard for them. And I have talked to quite a few dads that had girls and then they come out as trans boys. And it's a really big adjustment for them because, they have years of having the little princess and they get into this mode to where they got to protect their little girl and everything, and then when the child comes out they have to switch their mode, and they don't have that little princess anymore to protect.
Yeah,
So it's a huge mindset, and as long as he's not like being mean to you or throwing out slurs, and he's probably honestly just working through it himself.
yeah, because my mom had outed me to my dad just like 2 months ago because she had found out I had been Can I uh can I say the sh word on the stream? Do you know what I'm talking about?
SH.
Yeah, I can send you a message of what I was gonna say. I just need to know if I can say on here.
Okay, because yeah, some words it'll get the live shut down.
There, I just sent it to you.
Self-harming, yes, you can say that. Um, the Here, I'll text you.
Okay.
But self-harming, yes, you can say that word.
Okay. I was just making sure because I didn't want your live to get shut down or anything.
Thank you for that.
You're welcome.
But yeah, you can go ahead with that. I'm gonna text you a couple of the different things to say in view of other words. But you can continue on with what you were saying.
Okay, so my mom found out I had been self harming, and she went crazy over that, and she had even like scratched my arm a little bit, saying like she was saying like, does this hurt you, or does it only hurt when you do it, or does it like? And I was just crying, and she had told my dad because I was telling my dad I wanted to go move in with him, and I was crying and I couldn't get my words out. And so my mom took my phone and she told him, your daughter has been self harming, and she even thinks she's trans, and she even thinks she's bisexual. I'm like and so then I was just crying so much, and so yeah, I'm not really sure how my dad thinks of that because he seemed upset that my mom just did that to me.
Yeah. Um, as a parent, if I was to get that message, I would be more concerned with the self harming. But I also used to, it's been a long time since I have, but I've been there. So I've come to the understanding that it is not a way to off yourself, it's actually a way to survive. So I'm more understanding with that. I have a couple of kids that used to do that as well. And I make it a point to never tell anybody to stop, because when somebody tells somebody to stop doing that, you're basically just telling them to go ahead and self exterminate.
Yeah, but yeah, me and my dad, we've had a couple fights in the past few years because when I was younger, he tried to get my mom put in jail, and my mom said brainwashed me, but I don't really think it is. And I'm just saying as she's saying. She said he tried to get her put in jail, which he really wasn't. He was just trying to get custody of me because um, it was just like too chaotic in that household for me because I was 6, and he thought that it would be better at his house because it wasn't at all toxic or anything. Because over the years since that happened, since my dad lost custody of me, well, not lost custody, like lost the fight for custody of me, um, we had my mom has been so much more like verbally abusive, and so yeah, so I have always just ignored her, but it's kind of hard to because she does it to me and my little sister. But yeah, yeah,
Yeah, that does make it hard, and especially with custody battles. One parent wants to help you become who you are, and the other parent wants to stop it. And now, with all the laws and stuff going into effect, the judges are more likely to side with the parent that wants to stop the transition, or it becomes a huge mess. But at least you still have him in your life, and your stepmom sounds amazing.
yeah, she is. But yeah, because her daughter, my stepsister, she is also part of the community. So that's awesome because sometimes I talk to her just about random things, and yeah, because we're pretty close.
That's good.
Yeah, but I hope that one day I can move in with my dad, and he's able to help me get a at least get a haircut because my hair, I kind of have a mullet right now, but not really a mullet. It's more like just a long haircut.
Yeah. uh I will tell you though, hair does not define gender at all. Like, my hair is longer on top and it's like shaved underneath, and it's always been like that, like even way before I was out anywhere. But a lot of people struggle with the hairstyles, or like when they have to wear makeup and stuff like that. None of that defines gender. That is simply just a stereotypical view.
Yeah, just yeah, I don't really care about my haircut because a lot of times it looks way more masculine than it's supposed to form to look, but that makes me happy. But a lot of times it looks like just long girly hair. Well, uh, well, it's not really I know men can have long hair that people think women should have, and women will have short hair like people think men should have. But I think that just hair is hair. But still,
Exactly.
yeah, I feel like just getting a shorter haircut would help me feel a little more masculine. Oh, yeah, because I don't know why really.
No, that's a normal part of coming out. And hey, Erica, glad you're here. But yeah, the hairstyles and stuff. It's like one of the first things that a lot of people, whenever they come out, they want to either cut it or they want to let it grow. And it's like that is the defining point for them.
Yeah,
So I totally get it.
yeah, my mom, I had agreed with her to put because I know men will look very nice with makeup on. So I agreed with her. I'd put makeup on if she were to let me get a short haircut, which she kind of broke her part of the deal because she made me, because I said I wanted it a bit shorter, like maybe to my ears, but she made me get it to my shoulders, and I think that's just like it's not really fair because I said I wanted it short. She and I'd put on makeup. She got it long, and now I still have to put on makeup.
You know, but I mean, eventually you'll be 18 and you can do what you want. Then unfortunately, it's sad that she doesn't understand, and especially with all the dysphoria and stuff that coming out and trying to be who you are, the dysphoria, that's one of the worst things that anybody could ever go through.
Yeah, and like my mom, she had called my brother the day that I came out, and she had told him that I thought that I quote unquote thought I was transgender. Tell her what the real truth is. And my brother, he had told me that I am a girl, and that transgenderism, or I'm not sure if that's really the word. I just say it because I just hear it a
Yeah,
lot. But
it's one of the terms.
yeah, my brother told me it's not real. It was made up by a 15-year-old, and I was like, that's 100% not true.
No, there is a long history of transgender individuals. And if you ever do any research on it, you can look back, I mean, to like the 1600s, like way, way back there. And trans was a thing. Like women would literally transition so that they could go into battle with the men.
Yeah. Yeah, so yeah, I don't really like my brother is oh, 1 second. Yeah, my brother he I don't really understand him because he's definitely my mom's favorite. I can tell that by just looking because that's all they ever talk about is just anything. They always talk to each other.
Yeah. And some people are really just set in their own way, and there is no getting through to them. You're still young, so you can't really, just mark people off out of your life and stuff. And I would never really suggest that somebody walk away from family, because sometimes there is a lot of hope that the family members will become more accepting. But like when I was 11, I walked away from my family, um, on my dad's side. I completely walked away. And then when I came out and stuff, they were all like, well, we just don't want nothing to do with you no more. And, it's a sin and all this other stuff. And I was like, I've already walked away from you for like 20 years. Like, what's the issue? And that was literally the best thing that I could have done for myself.
Yeah, I'm
So,
glad you were able to do that.
yeah, lot of people, it's sad. And I always, with what I do, like behind the scenes, I always talk to parents and stuff of kids that come to me, and I try to explain the basics of it, with the dysphoria and coming out and just being true to yourself and stuff like that. And I have made a lot of way, with some of the parents, and I can't say that they're like 100% accepting now, but they are better at it. So hopefully over time, when your parents realize that it's not a phase, because that's a big thing too. Everybody always says it's just a phase.
Yeah, like I would like my mom, she would like my phone, like she would probably hammer my phone if I were to like have someone talk to her about it because she already despises the idea of her quote unquote sweet little girl to become a boy.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
totally get that. And honestly, there's some parents, and honestly, your mom is one of them. just from what I have heard and seen from your posts and stuff, there are some parents and stuff that I literally just refuse to talk to. Like, I already know it's going to be like a waste of time and that it would just make the situation worse.
Yeah.
But, some parents, whenever a kid comes out, they automatically think it is just a phase. And they wait and they wait and they wait, and then that phase never ends. So later on, when the kid grows up and they're in their 20s or whatever, they realize, well, this is my kid, this is how it is. And then they kind of bend a little bit towards the accepting part of it. But then they'll go back and they'll be like, well, I lost this battle. Like, no, this was never really a battle.
Yeah,
It is
like my
what it
like my
is.
mom, I'd asked her like, what would make me be disappointing to you? What would make me kind of a disappointment to you? And she said if you weren't to use your artistic skills and stuff. And so I'm glad she didn't say become a boy because like well like
Yeah,
transitioned into a boy because like that would have been like heartbreaking to me because I don't want to be a disappointment to anyone in my family.
yeah, but I'll tell you, you just be you. And if the family, or anyone for that matter, views you as a disappointment to them, then they are the ones that really need to rethink themselves, because nobody should be a disappointment to anybody at all. Like, there's just no reason for it. But again, that's just my views. But you know you are a very, very talented artist. I have seen some of the stuff that you have posted, and it's amazing work. Like, you literally have a future with that alone.
Well, thank you. Yeah, I've been like every day I at least draw something so I can help get that, like keep going further and further till I'm able to like become like post like put my art out for people to like buy or something.
Yeah, but like I was saying earlier about creating that Amazon wish list, you can put like some art supplies, paints, whatever, stuff like that on it too. And I will gladly post it on my community page. Maybe get you some stuff to do, like a journal, so that you can track your transition and stuff like that. But I don't know if you can see chat or not. But Grandmasaurus, she's kind of like the community grandma. She just loves everybody. She's super amazing. She says, I was supportive of my daughter when she came out. Not everyone else in the family was. They have come around. Surround yourself with people that see your awesome self.
Um, well, that's very good because yeah,
And then she says, no one has the right to judge anyone else. You live the best life that you can, and those hating you can laugh at for being stuck in the mud. That's very true. Like, people are gonna hate no matter what.
yeah,
As
because
as long as you're true to yourself, that's literally what will get you through life.
yeah,
And you're young. Like, you are young, but you have such this amazing level head on your shoulders. Like, I see so many kids your age and they don't even know which way is up. But you're out here being a voice for not only other kids, but for adults too, that are having trouble coming out and finding themselves in this world. Like, you are going to be an amazing little activist. I can already see that in you.
Well, I'm very glad that you're able to see that in me because I always want to be there for the community e- and women's rights and all of that. Even though I like, I will always be there for anyone that needs my support or anything because when I have children and if they come out to be part of the community, the LGBT community, um, I will support them no matter what. I will love them no matter what. It won't. It won't. I won't care. I will
That
just.
is amazing. That really is. And I'm really glad that you mentioned that about when you have kids and stuff, because a lot of young people that's coming out as trans boys, they always think, oh, I'm not supposed to get pregnant. I'm not supposed to have, like I have to adopt. And that is not the case because I know a lot of trans men that have had their beard and, had everything manly passing, never questioned. And I have seen them walk into a clinic and be pregnant and be happy and be out and be proud. And they don't take no shit. Like, they're just giving birth to a child that they want to.
Yeah,
And for a reference for anybody that doesn't know, that is called being a seahorse dad.
yeah, that's awesome. I am so happy for anyone that is able to live their true selves and be able to have a kid as a trans man because they see through the hate and stuff that, oh, people saying, like, oh, you can't get pregnant, you're a man.
Exactly. And, I'm not saying that it's easy. Like, I had my kids before I come out. Well, technically, I never really came out, but I had my children before I started medically transitioning. Put it
Yeah,
that way. So I didn't have to go through the whole passing as a man and giving birth kind of thing. But doing it that way made it easier for me because after I did have my family complete, I was just able to be like, okay, I'm ready to transition now. And then the one that delivered my kids was the one that actually gave me my very first testosterone shot.
yeah,
And so, like, it worked out amazing for me. But there's so many people that struggle with that. And I don't think anybody should have to feel guilty or bad or anything like that just because they want a family.
yeah. That nobody should feel bad that they just want to be a dad and give birth or just have a family. Like seriously.
Grandmosaurus says, "You are out, never silent. I met you screaming that you were out. I love you. I love you too, Grandma. You are amazing, and I am so glad that we found each other. Honestly, like, you are super amazing. And I will, like, I'm out. I'm proud. I do not have a filter, and I do not care what other people think. Like, that's just me. And it always bothers me when people feel like they have to stay in the closet. And at your age, I am so glad that you were able to figure out that that door can open.
Yeah. Yeah, like earlier, I was with my other grandma before I came to my other grandma's house, and that's where I'm spending the weekend. But my other grandma, I was in the car with her because we were going to the store because I always have to go with her. But I had asked her, I had asked her, what is your view on transgender people? She's like, well, it's a sin, and God never makes mistakes. I'm like, I understand that, but like, people who are trans, like, I'm I'm guessing God made like 1 second. Okay,
Yeah.
I'm back. And I was like, sure, God didn't doesn't make mistakes, but like, I didn't really know how to explain it. But I had said, okay, so what if there wasn't, so what if a male was assigned female at birth, And then they believe in God, had God, like they went to God's path, and she's like, well, if they're gay, they're gonna go to hell. I'm like, well, what if they weren't gay? What if they were straight? She's like, well, they'll probably still go to heaven, but God will be upset with them. I'm like, doesn't God love everyone just how they are? Isn't that what He says in the Bible?
Exactly. And I mean, I've said thousands of times, I am not religious, but I grew up going to church, and my I have three dads, but one of them was a preacher, and he drove a truck, and he would preach all around the states because nobody would let him back in the door a second time. So he decided that he was just going to be a truck driving minister, and he was all full of hate and all kinds of stuff like that. But his wife, she's an African American lady, and she is super sweet. Like, I love her to death. She is amazing. I call her mom. There's no step there whatsoever. But even as Christian as she is and stuff, she is very accepting and very loving and very supportive of the community. So
Good.
those people that want to use religion as, calling out a sin and stuff like that, that's just them. That's not the religion. That's just the person.
Yeah.
And a lot of my subscribers here, and in other chats, and people that I literally see as family, I don't see it as like a YouTube land thing. Um, they are Christians, and they're in the chat. They're like very supportive and loving. But you can also take that um, same thing that they say about it being a sin, or whatever, that he wouldn't, you know like, he doesn't make mistakes, then he doesn't make the mistake to make you who you are just because somebody else reads a verse and comes to their own conclusion.
Yeah, like like I don't understand how a person they would be transgender, and then God wouldn't love them. Like, sure, God assigned you female or male at birth, but that doesn't. He will still love you no matter what.
Exactly. And like Grandma Soros here, she says, I am religious, but in no way does it make me the supreme knower of right and wrong. Every sinner has their own things to own up for. I certainly do not want one being me telling what God wants of them. And then she says, exactly, never. It is not the people, it is the nutters thinking that they have to be right. So,
That's
yeah,
very nice. That
I have friends from literally like almost every religion out there, and we never have any issues. Never. I can discuss Bible verses. I can discuss Buddhism. I can discuss pretty much any religion out there, and none of those people have ever condemned me for being who I am.
yeah, that's good.
Yeah, and I really hope that, you know, I, with your grandparents, I know, I already know that they're going to be set in their ways. And, even if they do become a bit understanding, like openly understanding, closed off understanding, it's a different thing. But
Yeah,
you will come, as you grow, you will come across people of different religions, different cultures, different traditions, and it'll all tie in, and then you can choose your own path based on your own knowledge.
yeah. Well, I'm gonna have to leave in a few minutes because I have 5 minutes because we have to go back to that carnival thing because we had come back early because I was getting sick because my sister was making me go on all the rides with her, and I was just like, ugh.
I feel that whenever I take my kids, it's like they're here and there and everywhere, and it's like they want to ride two or three rides at the same time, and I'm like, oh my god, you can't do this to me. But yeah, I gotta head to work too here in just a little bit. But
Yeah.
I do thank you for coming on. And if there is ever any topic whatsoever, because this whole channel is domestic violence, racism, bullies, LGBT issues, SA, like a whole bunch of different informative topics. So if there is anything else that you want to use your little activism skills on, then I am more than happy to have you back up here because you are a strong voice and you are into like women's rights and stuff like that, and I would love to get your perspective on stuff like that as a child looking into the world.
Yeah, and I would gladly come back on whenever you need me to.
Yeah, just whenever you have time, like we don't even have to schedule it. As long as I'm not at work and you just shoot me a message saying, hey, let's go on and talk about whatever topic, I'm good. I'm good, and I will more than gladly start a live.
Okay, um, well, I guess I should be saying goodbye and stuff, so.
That works. And thank you. Thank you for coming on and being a voice for the community.
You're welcome, and thank you very much for inviting me on.
Not a problem. Much love to everybody. I gotta head to work. I'll see y'all around the streets.
Okay, see everyone else again sometime.
Right, thank you.
Thank you.